beat. Alright, everybody. Sorry for technical delays. Had to restart again. I don't know why that happened. It's super annoying. Anyway,
We'll blame Morphos.
I don't know. It was going red during those 2 times Morphos tried talking.
Exactly.
I don't
Plus, he
know
never
why.
checks his DMs.
Right. Anyway, so the stream's back up, and the last time it was Morphos talking to the guards, asking to go meet with the chief, and the guards say, "Yeah, go right on in."
Yeah, I like my orc buddies. I'm probably gonna come back to this village in the future once I get strong enough to be able to ambiently handle any sort of random encounters on the way. Because these orcs are cool. I'll just come in and check in on them, see how they're doing. So I go over to the orc chief. The orc chief, I'm gonna look through our thing because I wrote down the orc chief's name. I want before I say anything, I want to make sure that I'm not messing up the name. I know it was like Darth Carr or something.
Cardarth.
Something like that. I'm just running through.
I also typed up for...
Let's see. Come on. Okay, I'm just gonna check pinned messages. It's not on the pinned messages. Dang it.
No.
That would have been super handy. Okay, Dark Car Rider. Yeah.
Yes.
I walk over to Dark Car Riders. I really should have been doing that during our downtime, but I didn't even know if we were going to continue streaming. I walk over to Dark Car Rider's little hut. We never actually described what sort of an area he has. Is this like a little office that he has that he's just chilling in?
It's basically like, a large tent with, gold accessories on the walls, a lot of, tribal stuff, a little altar to Grumsh, and a lot of the other orc gods, and, with a throne in there. It's a stone throne? There's not a lot of wars going on, because why would they waste their time fighting other tribes in the frozen north for just barely any resources at all? So
That's what we do in the Northlands. We fight.
So
We fight and kill each other.
I walk over to my buddy Dark Car Rider and I'm just like, hey, so we finished the troll hunt and the trolls have agreed that they won't be a problem anymore because they know, especially now that their friends are gone and one of their friends is our friend, that there is really no point in continuing this anymore. However, they have voiced concerns about, being hungry because as you know, it's cold out here and people got to work together. So I had a conversation with them and they were interested in having a conversation with you and with us and seeing if we could work something out. I understand that that's a tall proposition, but my line of thinking here is that y'all are stronger together. There's some pretty wild beasts out here that might hurt y'all, but they could instead hurt the trolls if you and the trolls were friends. And I understand any hesitation you may have, so I was wondering if you would like to come with me, and me and you will be at a distance, but we could have a conversation with the trolls directly. Is that a thing you would be interested in doing? Or
Freaking
are we going to have to
peacekeepers.
do something about the trolls that's not that?
Dark Car Rider agrees with you, and he goes, "You know what? I think we should welcome the trolls to our community. They'll have to work hard and learn some common or something, but otherwise they can help out the village, and basically we can get more food with their help, as well as do way more stuff than we can do previously, considering they are really big. They can do stuff that we can't do. But together, we can do everything.
Yeah. So Morthos is super excited about this, and I extend my hand forward. I'm just like, so would you like to come and meet them? I think it would be a really good show to your populace if y'all come and y'all at the very least meet each other, and then we have a conversation about what the future of this community looks like together.
Darkheart Rider agrees.
Yeah. So we just walk out over. I shout out to my buddies to come on down, and once everyone is not super far from each other, because I'm assuming that like me and Darkheart Rider are probably gonna be over at the walls of the village. We're gonna be chilling. This way we can all be friends together. We can be in the same area. We can see each other, and this way the other orcs can see what's going on without having to leave their work.
Okay.
Hrafinston, do you want to do any talking?
I mean, what talking is there for me to do? You've got this thing set. I can say.
You can ask for our gold.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, we finished. We did the thing that we were supposed to do with the orcs.
Hey, can I get a little bit extra for having to put up with Morphos, please?
Morthos the peacemaker, so annoying.
It really is. I want to have Thralls under me, and he gets in the freaking way. So I should get extra gold for not enslaving these. I'm enthralling. Sorry, wrong turn.
Really giving the game away, aren't you?
These troller.
Since Alfie didn't get a pet, I'll give her some of my gold. Hopefully that will placate her for now.
What was
should I roll a persuasion?
What was the original amount that we were promised? I don't remember.
We were promised like platinum. I know it was an amount that had platinum in it. I think it was. I don't know if any of us actually wrote that down, which is, not good. We should probably stop that.
I think that was like 4 platinum, right?
Yeah, it was something like that. We should just go with that.
I'm gonna try to persuade him to give me more.
Okay, well, roll persuasion then. Actually, no. Make your argument for more platinum, and
I had to freaking deal with Morphos and his peacemaking. I deserve more.
Then, just normal persuasion roll.
Why is this in French?
I don't know.
There it is. Thank you.
5.
Okay, good argument.
All right, I'll give a better argument this time. Just wait. Instead of having to deal with Morphos, we had to spend extra time tracking down these trolls, and we had to negotiate with hired help. So I think we, as a group, deserve more. Can I reroll?
Yes.
While this is going on,
that's a better persuasion roll.
There you go.
Oh, nice. While this is going on, I look over at the O'Gurlians, and I'm just like, hey, just so you know, our current plan is for us to go to the giant village next. I would be more than happy if you would like to accompany us there.
They say, well, we didn't have to fight anything, so we're perfectly fine with traveling with you to the giant village. We'll just, they show you the map of the region, and they go, considering how strange this island is, we can't have a map of the whole island due to how strange it is, but we could tell you that the giant village is around here.
Nice.
Yeah, the Jotnar move around.
And, Prefenston, for you, with that, additional persuasion roll you did, they go, alright, I'll give you a reward of 50% more platinum. So instead of 4 platinum, you all get 6 total.
Yeah.
See? Pleasure doing business.
Cool.
I say
so-
silently thinking I'm so going to bring a raiding party down here.
There's a part of me that's not quite sure how, but I'm just like, oh man, I should probably stop Raffenston.
I'm not doing anything.
I didn't say it. I was just thinking it. Just like how you were thinking about doing something that's chaotic evil. But
That's not chaotic evil.
Would you like for us to roll for the random encounter stuff that we're undoubtedly going to face, or is it puzzle time?
The puzzle is only the ancient underground thing that I told you secretly last time.
You talked about it in the chaotic roll thing.
I mean, I was talking about yesterday.
It's in the Discord.
Yeah, but I never said the underground thing in the Discord, right?
You said that just now.
No, I said something. Well, I never. Actually,
I didn't know it was underground because you didn't tell me.
Yeah, because I said it would be a thingobop yesterday in the game that we were both in yesterday.
You mentioned last week in the Discord that there would be a puzzle this week.
I know, and I think I said previously that I sucked at making puzzles, so I didn't make one yet.
Oh. Should have just said that then. Okay, that was my bad. I misunderstood. Yikes. Okay, so I guess I look over at everyone and I'm just like, so do we need anything from this place before we leave? Or are we good to go, guys?
We need to make sure that they are trading with the guild.
They would have just started that today, and it's a several-hour trek down to the village from here, assuming you don't come across any monsters that want to murderize you.
Who would want to murderize me?
Oh, speaking of monsters, I have to roll what would happen if you rolled really bad for
also
encounters.
Raffenston, it's your turn to do the roll for the D20 roll for us to see if we have any random encounters.
Okay.
We've just been doing it in turns.
Go away, Discord notifications.
Elfie, well, Isaac, I don't want players helping me with puzzles. I'd rather figure it out myself. Especially when it's, like, UPCs, and don't want you guys to... No, that way you know the solution. And that's metagaming. That's bad.
Oh, okay. Apparently when it comes to rolling these 1d20s, we're solid.
Okay, I guess you guys don't get to meet anything. Okay. That's fine with me.
I wanted to meet a fascist to kill. I mean, make friends.
That's not better.
Nobody likes fascists. Not even you, Morthos.
I don't. We're not doing this. Okay, so we get to the giant village then?
Yes, without meeting anything along the way, because you guys keep rolling more than 10.
This is a plot-heavy episode, apparently. All right. As I'm ritual casting, I'm doing my ritual casting so that way I can keep on comprehending all them languages. And I look over at Haraffins and I'm just like, hey, so I'm not a fan of you talking because you talking tends to not lead to good things. But this is your village. This is your fam. So you ready to take charge on this one, or do you want me to go in?
Yeah, I'm ready. I say to him in giant.
Cool.
In the particular giant dialect, so he has trouble understanding it.
My comprehend languages picks up through that. It's fine. Cool. In that case, I let you take lead. Yeah.
Alfie will be killing stuff in a minute.
Oh no. That's part of the reason why I'm just like, I don't know if I should let you take the lead, because as soon as I let you, you say things like this.
I mean, it's true. There'll probably be some sort of beast that we have to slay in order to gain some sort of permission to enter into the giant. We have to show how strong we are.
I feel like the fact that we have 6. I mean, I know that like IRL, this is like racism, because the half ogre peeps aren't considered like real giants, or they're considered like lesser giants depending on what edition you're reading. But like racism.
There's no racism here. It's simply a fact. Morthos, racism does not exist in this world.
Speciesism.
That doesn't exist either. It's just a simple natural fact.
So, Zal, are you ready to do the describing thing for the giant village, or do you want us to keep doing stuff instead?
Right, so the Goliath village, which is what... Yeah, which is what Hrathenstein is.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pretty big steading, with they actually, it looks to you, if anyone is willing to do a perception or nature check, whichever works. Success or not, you can tell that they basically flattened that mountain to and added in supports and things so that they can have like a... Think of it like a sky city, but like wooden houses. It looks very Viking, except giants, because giants have like very Viking heritage apparently.
Jotnar. Mm-hmm.
And basically the and everything looks very Spartan because how Goliaths have to survive in the mountain regions, so everything's for the tribe survival. And
so these are basically Northmen.
Yeah, except very tall.
So can I call upon them for hospitality since we are their guests? Because that's something North cultures do.
Yes.
Okay, so I take us to like a familiar house. I knock on the door, and then I invoke guest rights, which basically include like fresh food, warm clothes, a meal, etc. From a
You hear a familiar.
Jotnar.
You hear a familiar old voice from the other side. If that is not the one that we haven't seen in a long time. Hello, young one. Welcome back to the village. Of course you can stay for guest rights.
And can I just, I guess, make up his name, or what's his name? Because
it's the elder of the village.
So I'll call him Bjornbecker.
Yes.
Bjornbecker, and I salute him. It is good to see you. You have been getting on in years, but yet you still remain strong and hardy as ever.
I thank you much, Hrathenstein. Nice to see you again.
How has the village been making out since I've left? Have you still been having any sort of problems that need to be taken care of?
It's been getting on, but there's been some trouble with some ogres recently.
Have the young ones not been able to kill them?
These ogres are, even though they're not the brightest, they've been trapping young ones, enslaving them.
So
Eating.
we need to go and make thralls of them, is what you're saying.
Aye, but ogres are more trouble than they're worth, especially with how gluttonous they are compared to trolls.
Right, they're like those white elephants we hear of from the east. That no, so we can always just sell them off to some poor loser.
It'd be better if they were just taken care of. We just gained the gold. Let's go on a bit of a raid, if you know what I mean. But
oh, are we talking about that Orgo village?
Oh no, these are a bunch of individual ogres.
Bunch of individual ogres. Okay, so they shouldn't be any problem for us then. How has the clan been making any other enemies as of late?
No, outside of ogre greed and them bothering us. Outside of that, we've been trading with local orcs on occasion.
The Triataya clan?
Aye. They're good negotiators, those.
Strange ones at that. I don't know why they just don't move south or whatnot. But anyhow, have you seen the guild hall that has recently arisen?
Aye, it's in the eternal grasslands. Aye, this island is... Ever since we came here from the mainland, the map constantly changes, you know.
Aye, that is us. Well, they would make good trading partners, and when I get back there, I'll be sure that they give you a, shall we say, more than fair price. If you know what I mean. A major discount.
Discounts are fine, but we don't need that. We get quite a bit of hides of dire wolves and such. I'm pretty sure they don't have those in the where the hall is. Aye.
Just saying "I" at the end of everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's way more Canadian. It's like saying "a." Copy that. I was thinking that it might be time to expand our homesteads.
Morthos is listening to this, his spell's still up, and he is starting to leer wearily over Harafinston, waiting to see what Harafinston does next.
I think it is time to expand our homesteads. From what I recall, to the west of us is relatively uninhabited and is rich in resources. Am I wrong?
The forested hills, aye, but you know, the island changes on occasion, you know. Sometimes the hills become the swamp, or the swamp becomes the desert. Nothing really stays the same.
That is true, but if we don't act soon, we could be overpowered by numbers.
Aye, but those numbers have to climb up the mountain to get to us.
That they do. But give but given enough ants, you can take down a bull. We'll discuss this matter more later. For now, we've had a long trip, and we need to rest.
Ivan, you know where you used to live? You can let your friends rest there. You know where to go.
Aye, that we do. Oh, it's a pleasure, Brubaker. We'll see you in the morrow.
May the gods protect you, Ruffenstein.
May the gods keep you as well. And keep us all safe. Okay, so now I assume that food is brought out and we rest.
Yeah, you get to where you're lodging from before you left, and you get food and drink brought to you, and you have enough beds there for everybody. The beds are pretty big, especially considering, they're not made for races like tieflings or wood elves, but they're comfortable, if not Spartan.
I chill out with the Ogurlians, and then when it's time
What's
for
the
us to
matter,
go to
Morpho's
bed,
not comfortable in this culture?
No, I'm just making sure that the Ogurlians aren't like the ones trying to do shit to the Ogurlians. I want to make sure that they're comfortable and that they're not experiencing any of that giant love, so to speak.
Giant love. I didn't know what you were talking about. We've been nothing but hospitable.
I'm trusting them when they said they had some bad experiences here, so I'm just making sure they're okay, and they seem to be.
They're just prejudiced against us.
But yeah, everything's going good, and when it's time for us to go to bed, I guess we just go to bed unless anyone has anything they want to do. Cool. I guess that's that then.
Yeah, I guess. Also, you keep saying that's definitely plot.
I mean, I feel like the island changing. Some parts of the island literally changing.
Zalrok just did that to prevent me from starting colonization.
I mean, that's probably the metagame part of it, but like I feel like at some point this is a mysterious continent. We're the first Adventurers Guild here. We already have there's already some pretty clear plot indicators.
Weren't we supposed to be here to kill the Fight Club leaders?
I don't know if this is where it is, but I wanted to bring that up, and I'm just like, I don't know if this is the right place where we're surrounded by our friends here.
Well, all we have to do is challenge the Fight Club leader to Homegang.
Do you want to do that?
I mean, that's the way we do it without getting the entire tribe to kill us.
So then tomorrow, would you like for you and I to investigate this and see if the Fight Club is in fact here and who the leader is?
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow, and we'll challenge them to Homegang.
Okay, if you want to know more about the island stuff, do a history check.
I'll do that.
Of course,
That's not what I was trying to roll. There it is.
Alright, that's a way better low. Okay, so, from what you understand, any settlement within a zone, like, say, the mountainous tundra or the swamp, or, in any of the side areas outside of the grasslands, like, here,
yeah.
They basically change areas. There's, some kind of magic or mechanism that somehow just magically swaps the zones around, so that sometimes the tundra in the north is in the south, the deserts in the west, or the forest is in the south. Basically, the zones, except for the grasslands, change. But no one knows why.
Now that Morthos knows this, because remember, Morthos was a city slicker. He was not from this area, so this is the first time he's heard of that. Morthos quietly makes a mental note that when he goes into the Underdark, he's going to look to see if there's any weird technology or any strange ritual casting that might be responsible for this. Because, like, Morthos is not the most knowledgeable person, but Morthos has been around, and he has never heard of a continent that shifts.
But do I get any more information than that since I got a 20?
You got a roll. You got a lower roll than I did. So
You didn't get a natural 20, but you got a 20. Yes, Elfie. What is your question? Just ask it, please.
I think the Jotnar here. We need to conquer this the mountains.
Why would changing zone stop spreading surrounding? Because when the zones change, if there's like trade between the forested hills and say the mountain tundra, if the western zone then changes to the south and the mountain tundra, if zones change, then trade routes change, and you can't really trust maps.
Originally, I wanted to
also,
Raffinston,
your rule allows you to understand that the island only changes around a weird set of time. It's like sometimes it's every 10 years, sometimes it's every 100. There's no real rhyme or reason on when the continent shifts. It just does.
Okay. Would I have any detail on like how it shifts in particular?
No, because sometimes it's like it just randomly goes, and it's almost like it's overnight, because the mountainous tundra will be in the south, and then the dunes in the south are in the west, and the western forests are in the east, and the swamp is somewhere else. And of course, the climate stays the same in the zones, as well as every settlement within the zones, but you don't know why. Because
would I have any intuition about when they're going to change again, since I live on this continent?
Like I said, the zones shift randomly. Every 10 years, or sometimes every 100 years, or sometimes...
When was the last time it shifted?
The last time it shifted was years ago.
Okay. Guys, I have this feeling. I think the continents are going to shift soon. It might just be me, but...
As this exchange is going on, Morthos is thinking about how he can safeguard both the guild and also like the friendly villages. And it's just like, dang. Because like originally Morthos had a plan to eventually start to develop the town directly and create like roads. But if this is the thing that's going on, then creating those roads, it would only be useful within the zones, and that's assuming the relative location of each settlement within the zones don't change. So, dang. That was a big
There's a reason
thing.
we're always fighting.
That was the thing I was going to do, and now there's no point until we figure whatever's going on out, and at the very least learn to predict when the changes are going to happen reliably.
Well, you can always make, like, roads going from, like, directly from the guild hall, like, to each zone, like so. Otherwise, if the mountainous tundra changes with dunes, or if the forested swamp, or if the forest itself, and etc., each one changes to a different area, well, you're not going to have consistent roads, especially if they just don't connect with the main guild hall.
So I'm gonna assume that the people who made the guild hall settlement itself knew this already, right? Or is this new information that only locals know?
It's only information that locals know. Otherwise, the grasslands always stay the same. They always stay in the center of the island, regardless of zone shifts.
Upon realizing that it's entirely possible that the people back home don't know, Morthos writes down the information, and he writes down, he goes over to the giant, or to the Goliath who spoke, and is like, hey, quick question, what's your name? So that way I can give my friends back home knowledge that this continent changes, because I don't know if we know that.
Bjorn Becker.
Cool. Also, one quick random question: does the settlement have like a mayor? How does the settlement's government, as non-existent as it is, since there's like 7 people?
Y'all.
No, not this, not here. Sorry, my bad. The guild hall settlement, does that have a mayor?
The mayor is technically the guild leader.
Okay, cool. That means Morthos now has another goal, to become guild leader.
Oh, okay. Now you're gonna have to kill someone for that.
No, I'm gonna become it democratically. I'm gonna be a good leader. I'm gonna make friends with all the people, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, we should have a new guild leader. When the new person,
so you're gonna take someone's job away violently?
No.
We know that systemic violence is still violence, Morthos.
When the person is like, hey fam, I'm stepping down, I'm gonna be like, hey, can I run to be the you?
But what if they don't?
Well, it's a guild. You can do that democratically, you know.
Yeah, that's what I want. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I do want to be
Morphos? What if he doesn't want to go though?
We'll figure that out at some other point. So now that we've done some
adding coup to the list of things that we need to do.
Become mayor and also figure out what's going on with this kooky continent. All right. Is everyone ready to go to bed?
Y'all?
Yeah.
All right. So that little DMGM message was in response to Elfie's question. Trade between regions is difficult when the continent shifts. That was the point of my answer, basically.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Take all the continent. You don't care.
I don't want the continent. I just want to be mayor, and I want to be friends.
You want the continent? We know. We both know you secretly want the entire continent, Morthos.
I want the continent to be a nice place filled with friendly people. There's probably vampires over here, which I'm mildly concerned about because we've come across several vampire mists. They're probably in the swamp, even though logically the best place probably would be the icy mountain chill area. I hope we don't come across vampires. That wouldn't be fun. But...
Okay, so before you go to bed, the village elder tells you that, we've never been exploring down there because we're pretty tall, as we all know. But there's some weird dungeon below the continent, and we don't know why, but it's really big. there's entrances in all the zones, excluding the middle of the island. And it doesn't seem to shift. It's immune to the shifting of the continent. We've never been down there. But if you could explore and find out why the shifting occurs, that would be the greatest find that you adventurers would ever have, and contribute to the island as a whole.
So, if Morthos wanted to draw a map, what sort of a check would that be?
If you had proficiency with cartographer's tools, that would probably be a good thing, but otherwise, drawing a map would... Hold on 1 second. Let's see. That would be... Let's see. I would say nature.
Cool. So Morthos gets out. He gets out like a little piece of paper, and he starts drawing a really rough outline of what he understands the mountainous region looks like. Nope. Apparently, it's not very good. My intention with this was to create a little rough map of what we knew of the mountainous region, and ask our pal over here to mark on this map the rough location of the entrance to the dungeon for future reference.
Well, your map is super simple.
Yep. So doesn't work, but I tried. that was the thing. I was gonna try to see if in the future I could give us advantage on getting over there. Oh, Alfie can apparently draw a really nice map though.
Yeah, that actually works. They say that within the mountainous region, the map came with Raffenston's help and Elfie's, I guess. The entrance to the dungeon is within the center of the mountainous region right here.
Cool. So, since Alfie was the one who drew the map, she should be the one to keep it. But this way we can use the map in the future, so that way we can get advantage on survival and nature checks, trying to get there when we eventually go deal with it.
Yeah, I think first we should deal with the Fight Club.
Oh, I definitely agree, but like this is definitely a thing that we're gonna come back to later on.
Okay, well, I would like to get to the stabbing and murder, but unfortunately I am tired, and when that happens, I don't want to do anything anymore. So, we're gonna end it here, folks.
I mean, I'm perfectly happy with things that were just social encounters. Those are always neat. Cool.
Alright.
We could have owned more people.
Bye, everybody.
Alright. Thank you all very much for coming. My name is Zalrok Chaos, and I hope you all had a good time. Sorry about the internet cut off. I don't know why that happened. It annoyed the fuck out of me. Anyway, hope you all had a good time. Hope to see you next time, and have a good one.
Bye.
Isis says bye, Luciano says bye,
Bye.
Kaylin says bye, and take care, see you, and have a good night.